You were still so young, you were starting to make a name for yourself in England. It feels that Australia really wanted to claim you as soon as possible. Because of your English father, you could have played for the Three Lions, but I'm sure your heart belonged in Australia, and it still does. Do you feel that they really wanted to get you early before England could try to claim you?
They tried.
England tried?
Yeah, they tried.
At what age are we talking about?
17.
17?
17.
When you made your debut, basically, for Australia?
Yeah, so I think that's when Australia realised and got me in.
OK.
Because I was playing, but no, they came in and I remember sitting in the message and they said, oh, what's your nationality, your dad, da-da-da-da, so you can play for England. And the only reason it kind of didn't really pursue any further is because I played the Under-17s FIFA World Cup for Australia. And I think back then, I'm not 100% sure, but back then, once you played in the FIFA thing, you couldn't play for another country.
That was in Ecuador.
In
Ecuador. The Ecuador one,
and I think that back then, and I know the rules have changed now that you can play at a certain age until it's your national team. But back then, I think if you played at any level for your national team, that was the national team that you played for, which was fine for me anyway. But they did try, and I think Australia heard about it, and then that's when they got me into the first team.
Because I just imagine you playing for the Three Lions. I know the immediate comparison they would make John Barnes. I think they would have made the John Barnes like, oh, he's the next John Barnes, left wing.
Look again, like I think there was a few people that could have played for Thingy, but I'm a firm believer that whatever country you're born in, that's, you know, you should represent. But again, there's a lot of competition as well, and that's why maybe some people may choose to go in other directions. But ultimately, it's down to your position. I mean, look, playing for England would have been, I'm not going to lie, it would have been great. Like, I can't sit here and go, oh, no, it wouldn't have been. It would have been great. But I love playing for Australia. I mean, the fact that when we used to turn up as Australians, people would look at us, especially when we were younger, it was Australia. And then they'd see the team list. And then, what?
Really?
Really? Okay. And then they'd see us play.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, my God, what a team. I mean, we've played some pretty good games back then.
I mean,
pretty good games.
2003, England-Australia might have looked very different if you were wearing the white shirt.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely it could have been. But like I said, we had a great camaraderie in that. I mean, again, but the one thing that we had a fight. And I think that's why a lot of people loved Australians, because we worked hard. And I think that's why everyone loved us and everyone just went for a stage of trying to buy Australians over there, because we put us out there. We were just hard workers.
Very hard. I think
that's why they loved us.
Yeah, I look at some of those names, and is it fair for me to say that your era was the golden era of Australian football? I don't want to knock the team now, but...
No, look, yes, and, like, again, it's like that boxing match, you know, who would have won, Tyson or, you know, Muhammad Ali? You know, you just don't know, because the one thing that I would have liked to have seen in my era was the fact that we had the qualifications of what they go through now, you know, because it would have been a lot. We could have played maybe 1 or 2 more World Cups instead of just having that. I always found it hard to accept that we, as a group, playing at the highest level, only had a one-off chance to get to a World Cup.
Yeah.
Whereas now you have a group stage. And for whatever reason, that one game, especially in, you know, well, the Iran game, you know, 10 minutes just kind of killed us. We played brilliant for over 170 minutes, and that 10 minutes killed us. And then we didn't get to go to a World Cup. You know, that's what hurt. You know, if we would have had the proper route where we could have competed and automatically qualified, that would have been nice to have had.